Welcome to Faith in Focus, the Zygote Mystery, from the Book of Mysteries, by Jonathan Cahn. We were standing in the middle of a garden of flowers of every colour and type. The teacher removed from his pocket a tiny object and handed it to me. "It's a seed," he said, "and the scriptures have much to say about them. Messiah even spoke of his own life as a seed. The hour has come," he said, "that the Son of Man should be glorified. Truly I say to you, unless a seed of wheat falls into the ground and dies, it remains alone. But if it dies, it produces much fruit." He was speaking of his death and the fruit it would bear, the resurrection, salvation, and eternal life. But what Messiah referred to when he spoke of his life and death is called a zygote. The word zygote literally means the joined. A zygote is the new life that comes from the joining of two lives, that of the two parents. So the zygote is the union of two natures in one life. That's what a seed is. And he spoke of his life as a seed, a zygote. That's what his life was. I said the union of two natures, the joining of God and man, the uniting of the spirit and the flesh, deity in bodily form, the union of heaven and earth in one life, adjoining the zygote. "But then what happens?" asked the teacher. "To the seed, the zygote. It falls to the ground as if dying, and its outward form undergoes a type of death. But only then does the life inside the zygote bear its fruit." So Messiah's life falls to the ground and dies, and by his death bears new life into the world. And so it is with others. "How could there be others?" I asked. "Only he was of two natures." "But there are others," said the teacher. "The moment one is born again, one's life in this world becomes a union of two natures, earth and heaven, the flesh and the spirit, the temporary and the eternal. God in man, every child of God is a union, a joining of two natures, a zygote. But if the zygote falls to the ground and dies, it brings forth much fruit. It bears its life. The teacher bent down and buried the seed in the soil between us. Every time you die to the self, every time you crucify the flesh, every time you surrender your will to God's will, the power of God and of new life will be released, and you will bear much fruit. And your life will bring forth a life it was always meant to bear. Do this, and the purposes of God in your life will bear much fruit. It is the law of the zygote, the mission. Learn the secret of the zygote. Let the old self die. Crucify the flesh. Surrender your will, and the power of life will be released." Matthew 10:39. "Whoever finds their life will lose it, and whoever loses their life for my sake will find it." Here are John 12:23-24 from the Berean Standard Bible. John 12:23-24. Jesus replied, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Truly, truly, I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls to the ground and dies, it remains only a single seed. But if it dies, it produces many seeds." Here is John 15:13 from the Berean Standard Bible. John 15:13. "Greater love has no one than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends." Here is 2 Corinthians 4:10 from the Berean Standard Bible. 2 Corinthians 4:10. "We always carry around in our body the death of Jesus, so that the life of Jesus may also be revealed in our body." Thank you for joining me on Faith in Focus. Remember, these insights are inspired by Jonathan Cahn's The Book of Mysteries. Until next time, may you find strength in the revelation of his love.